Hello everybody, welcome back to Chapter 10, Health and Stress, an Introduction to Psychology. I'm Dr. Walt Jernigan. Where we ended in our first section was with the biopsychosocial model, how that spawned the specialty in my field called health psychology. Now, those of you interested in general medicine and in psychology, this may be a perfect marriage for you to do both of those. And in health psychology, we deal with psychological factors that contribute to health and illness and recovery. We study how people get sick, how they get better, how they stay that way. And for example, we help people improve their exercise, to eat better, and to get better sleep. Now, all of these are linked to better stress and health outcomes. And I'm sure that it comes as no surprise to you. Now let's get on with the business of studying the stress response. There's many different ways to go about this, but for my money the most popular way is called the general adaptation syndrome. And it's a predictable sequence of reactions to stressors. Remember, the stressor comes first, is the stimulus, followed by response, or the stress response. There are several different stages. The first one is alarm, followed by resistance, and then exhaustion. Now, let's start with the alarm stage, and I'll give you a nice example. Let's say you perceive a stressor, such as around the second or third week of school in the semester, and you realize that a particular course is going to be very difficult and challenging. And your body and mind mobilizes into a fight or flight reaction. Stress hormones are dumped into the bloodstream to give you a burst of energy to deal with this long haul situation. The second stage is resistance. The stressor of school is not going away, and you're not going away either. You're not going to quit. You're not going to drop out. You expend a lot of mental and physical energy, and the body tries to restore this loss of energy. You become highly productive, but make no mistake about it, there can be some wear and tear on the body. How long you stay in this stage of resistance depends to some extent on your overall health and conditioning. The final stage is exhaustion. And when this happens, the mind and body can begin to break down. This may happen right around finals week for us in school. Many people, and you'll talk with people, I talk with people, and they'll say, you know, it's been a good semester, it's been busy, but I'm tired. And I'm looking forward to it all being over and getting some sleep and recharging my batteries. It's not unusual to come down with infections at this time, such as strep throat and colds. By the way, nursing clinics stock up on medicines just to anticipate this need. So, you get through finals, you get your grades in, you get your rest, and then you begin the whole process again next semester. In severe cases of the general adaptation syndrome, a person could be in a stage of resistance for years or even decades, even a whole lifetime. And this exhaustion can lead to hypertension, a weak immune system, and leaves you open to infections or even heart disease and death. Now, as health psychologists, we have a lot of diseases and disorders that we can lend our expertise to. But let's stay on this theme of heart disease, which we will define as the narrowing or blockage of arteries that supply blood to the heart. It's the #1 leading cause of death today. Now, it's estimated to be responsible for 28% of all deaths. This has come way down just in my lifetime, but it's still the leading killer of Americans. Coronary heart disease used to be a man's disorder, but now It's an equal opportunity killer, and it's on the rise in women. Why this is, no one really knows for sure. What are some risk factors for coronary heart disease? Well, the number one risk factor is something you cannot control, and that is who your parents are. The number one risk factor is genetic. Coronary heart disease, as so many medical and mental disorders, tends to run in families. So if you have a biological mother or father, sister or brother with coronary heart disease, your risk goes up. It's still below 50%. You're in good shape, but your risk is elevated. And that's the hand of cards you are dealt with. You have no control over that. But there are many other risk factors that we call modifiable that you do have some control over. And these include smoking, obesity, high stress, poor diet, and lack of exercise. It also turns out that personality style is linked to heart disease. Early researchers identified two types of personality styles in their heart patients. And the first type was labeled type A. And these patients were very time urgent. Everything was rush, rush, rush. To waste time was a sin. We have to do as much as we can in as little time as possible. They were ultra competitive. Now, there's nothing wrong with being competitive. And if you're an athlete, you know that. But ultra competitiveness is when, if these patients lost in a game of checkers to their 7-year-old child, they took it personally and became upset. And speaking upset, these type A patients were hostile, seething with rage and anger, and prone to explosive outbursts. No fun to be around at all. Researchers also discovered another common personality style in their heart patients, and these were labeled type B. And the type B patients were relaxed and easygoing without the type A characteristics. Now, it's important to remember that they were just as ambitious and productive as type A, but they definitely did not fly off the handle with anger and were much more pleasant to be around. Which group of heart patients were 2 to 3 times more likely than the other group to have another heart attack in the next 12 months? This is what they discovered. It's amazing. Which group? Type A or type B? If you said type A, you were correct. Type A, if you want to think of it, is similar to road rage, this explosive anger and outbursts. Also, with the benefit now of more research through the years, we've discovered that the lethal core of personality in heart patients in type A is not the time urgency, it's not even the competitiveness. Instead, it's the hostility. And as health psychologists, we help our patients with personal management in the areas of stress and anger, among others. Well, that's all for now. And as I said earlier, if you enjoy medicine and psychology, this could be a field for you. I do work in health psychology and I enjoy it immensely. That's all for now. Take care until Chapter 11. Bye-bye.